Coming to you from Crunchyroll HQ, this is the Gachiakuta After Show, where each week we're talking out the trash, breaking down the latest from the anime series, sharing our favorite moments, and so much more. My name is Leah President.
It's your boy, LeAlec Murray. I'm back, and I'm excited to talk trash.
Yes. Happy to have you back. Let's enter the abyss
together.
Whoa, that was actually very in sync.
You know who's not in sync? Nick, because he's gone.
Yes.
Sick.
But we're holding down the fort.
We'll do it for him. It's all right, buddy.
We're holding down the can? We're holding down the
trash can. As long as Oscar the Grouch doesn't come for us, I think we're good.
But before we get into this week's episode, we received a few comments. First one from Apple Podcasts. Lee, you want to read this one?
Yeah, from Kat. I got him hooked. My friend who introduced me to Jujutsu Kaisen asked me for a recommendation. I recommended this show along with these two podcasts. Now I got him hooked.
Yes, spread the trash gospel.
Join our army.
The trash evangelists.
The trash evangelists.
That is so fun. But okay, so I remember, I don't know if it was a couple weeks back or more recently than that, but we were talking about our vital instruments and what we would have.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks back.
So we got a couple more vital instrument comments on Spotify. Ooh. One of them comes from Henry. Hello, Henry.
Hello, Henry.
He says, I'm late, but my vital instrument would be my guitar. I would use it backwards and it would have spikes at the end, like the wheel in episode 2. Okay, Ooh. That's sick.
That's very Spawn coded right there. I think I'm about that one. I like that one a lot.
That would be so cool, especially because so many people fix up old instruments or something. You could find old instruments in the trash and turn them into weapons. That would be sick.
That'd be so sick. All right, Blocky Fox 36. My vital instrument would be my sling bag, and its ability would make it take on the properties of whatever's inside it. For example, if I had nails inside, it would change into a spike ball, or if I had gum, it would make it sticky. That's kind of cool. I like that.
And if it had the Glock in it, I would pull out the Glock.
Turns into a cannon.
If I had that thing on it, I would take out that thing.
I keep that thing on me. And by thing, I mean multiple things in this bag.
Yeah, but that's super creative and cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
I would love to see that animated.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we've got another one from Incognito Flame, which to me sounds like an oxymoron.
Yeah, it's a great name, though.
Yes, great name. They say, my vital instrument would have to be my phone. Hell yeah, that iPhone. Get on that phone. Scroll. Anyway, and they say their phone and their endless apps. Ooh, this is a creative idea.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll have battle-styled apps that can manifest weapons/armor or tools for any situation. It's like a go-go gadget tech situation.
Yeah.
They say, I'd also love to have an app that allows me to wield magical abilities.
Interesting.
Oh, and they have a little side note here, which we can maybe discuss. But they said, can I point out the elephant in the room, but did anyone else notice what Simu was reading when Rudo and Engine first walked in?
This is a PG show. Leave it alone. We're not going to touch this. Leave it alone.
Okay, Stop you guys will have to go back and
watch it for yourself.
That. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. We love reading them. But now you know what it's time for. It's a recap, y'all.
Okay, so we ended with a sick kind of battle, but our characters were escaping. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of kicking off with learning a little bit more about this new character, Jabberwonger, which he insists everybody calls him by his name. And he's got kind of a neurotoxin ability. It kind of reminds me of Scarecrow a little bit. Do you remember the Arkham Scarecrow where he had injectees and gas and pokey fingers? That's kind of how I'm seeing him as a character.
Yeah. His character just off base reminds me a lot of Vega from Street Fighter. He kind of has that weird pretty boy assassin vibe mixed with a little bit of crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of Wolverine.
Little bit of crazy there.
But damn, we got another homie down.
They drop it. Our homies are dropping like flies.
Which was crazy because as we all saw, Gris got stabbed hard, which is so insane the way that they introduced it, because they were like,
it was very visceral.
Rudo was like talking to him, and Jabber was like, I think he's already dead.
Right.
Like,
He's
I
like,
think he's already dead.
My claws on his chest. It's fine. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
That was, that's kind of also what triggered Rudo's flashback, which was a great moment. And we'll talk about that later, because that was one of my pit bulls.
I didn't even think that they could just like break down a gate to get into the inner sanctum where all of the really clean people are, because that seemed like way too easy. Like Rudo just kicked that door in.
So, I mean, it kind of just goes back to like the juxtaposition of, the two like sides of the spirites, right? Like they're not that far from each other. So the fact that, Rudo was able to get into a gate to be able to like get trash, and like from the trash that he gathers as an old mannequin, like he discovers that, he wants to fix things out of like all of this stuff that he wants to try. He just wants to fix things. He wants to make things better.
Which leads into what is revealed in this battle sequence that gets introduced, which is he's able to essentially bring out the full potential of any object. So we're kind of learning more and more about his power structure and like what he's able to do. There's been a little bit of mystery up till now about like what exactly it is. We know that his power extends beyond just like a single object. He's able to kind of manipulate things. So now they're just putting it on Front Street. Like he's able to kind of use the same intention that he has, and that was like that really stuck with him and impacted him when he was younger, and kind of take that will and apply it to other objects, which it's been the ability that has been kind of we've been working up to, because it's so intrinsically connected to who he is as a person.
I mean, and that brings up a good point, because Rudo has this fight with Jabber, but he's using Grease's talisman to do it.
I've never been to Uwu Jabber.
but the thing that's interesting here is that, we talked about the full potential of an item that, may not be able to be used. The power that Rudo is using from Grease's talisman is specifically because Grease took care of this talisman and he was putting his feelings into it. So it turned into a defensive weapon because of the prayer that Grease put on it. So that also lets us know that the power that Rudo has is based off of the feeling that people put into it. So it's not solely determined by him, but the feelings that people pour into these
it's
objects.
his asset for people to feel strongly about things, and he can identify that and wield that. Very cool. So we kind of ended this fight at like basically things are about to get really real.
Yep. Jabber gets high on his own supply, and we're about to be in
That little freak.
phase 2 of the boss fight. So just a reminder, y'all don't get high on your own supply.
All right, so let's jump into the dumpster dive. Kind of chat about some key takeaways from this episode. The first of which is, damn, this man cannot get a father figure.
Nah, man, like he can't catch a break, yo. Like
fatherless on honor mode.
Right. I you know what? This also plays into just Rudo's character as a whole, is that like he's very much driven by his mentors and what they are instilling into him, which also kind of brings up the greater point, because he himself, like they're almost kind of making the statement that the Rudo himself is a vital instrument, because the stuff that, people are pouring into him is starting to affect him and how he deals with the world and how he interacts with people. So Grease was just another example of that. And then when he sees him go down, we fully are able now to see what Rudo's true power is. But we only get there because of the mentors and the father figures that, have made a positive impact on him.
Yeah, exactly. His asset is being a very emotional kid. Also, kind of talking about Rudo's true power, I'm excited to see how many new forms of abilities that can be produced from this, because we're introduced to like essentially like a heat-seeking missile made out of this talisman that's able to like defy these attacks. So I'm expecting now, kind of building off of this, that we're going to see basically kind of like a new form of his power every time he interacts with something that he can draw from, which is so exciting and sets up so many possibilities for new and exciting battles throughout the entire series.
Even the talisman looked different from what we've seen Rudo activate before with his powers. I think we're only really seeing base level of what Rudo's power was able to do, but I think we're going to start seeing expansions of it now, starting with, the talisman.
Yeah, and I want to talk more about Jabber adapting to the battle itself, but we'll have to do that in the pit pull.
Ooh, good segue.
Ooh. Nick is not here this week, but he was really set on us sharing his favorite moment or line reveal, etc., from the episode.
Smeesh Nick.
So Nick shared that his favorite moment was the transformation of Griss's item into a vital instrument. He says he couldn't do it himself, but Rudo did. Cries. Yeah, that was a sweet and cool moment.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment because you could tell it meant a lot to both of them, and probably more so to Rudo because he figured out how his powers work. And Grease was like, I kind of told you that's how it worked, but we got there. It's fine. I mean, I may be dying, but we got there. It's okay.
And what else is interesting to me is that I don't think that Gris is like officially dead yet. We did see him cough up some blood and kind of talk a little. I don't think he died on screen yet.
No,
I'm pretty sure he did not. We didn't.
He is just heavily bleeding out currently.
Yeah.
So we will hopefully find out on the next episode if our boy makes it.
Which is another cool takeaway because we're knowing that Rudo can basically harness the power of other givers like vital instruments without them needing to no longer be alive. Like he can kind of jock their power without them even like being dead or, being able to block that yet. So
as long as the feeling's there, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
So I want to go back to this flashback where, Rudo was talking to Rigetto, and this is when they're kind of going around and they're trying to, find Rudo a hobby. Nothing is sticking. And then they get to the high class Spheurites and Rudo finds the mannequin in the trash. And he has a quote and it's just a little broken. You shouldn't throw it out. It's got a lot of life left. This isn't right. I want to fix it. And that was such a not only a mission statement for Rudo and the way that he decided to live his life, but then also
it's
kind of a mission.
Yeah,
and also a mission statement for, what's happening here on the ground as well too, is that Rudo is starting to figure out that you can be a part of a positive part of a situation and you can fix things. And it really allowed him to really kind of find himself and start unlocking who he is. It was such a powerful moment. And, I thought it was a great flashback, especially with Rigetto, who we don't really get to see a lot. So being able to get an expansion of his character and his character in relation to Rudo and, how much he really means to him, I thought was a fantastic, touching moment.
Yeah, we need Rudo to finally team up with like for a anti-littering campaign. We need him. That would be so funny. Just him looking mad, grimacing at you next to a trash can, being like, "Are you sure you don't want to recycle that?"
Yeah, he'll be the new Smokey the Bear. He'll be anti-Smokey.
But I loved when we first see Jabber appear on the scene, and he finds out that Rudo is the one he's looking for because he's like, let's see, whack hair, whack outfit, looks tired, must be this guy.
Your
I thought that was
clothes, whack.
Yeah,
your hair, whack. Your powers, whack.
Your giant gloves, whack.
Whack.
Exactly. That's how he found him. And I thought that was so funny. But I loved when Rudo just straight up was like, yep, this thing only deflects things. It doesn't attack. So I'm just going to punch you in the face.
Yep. Rudo, listen, Rudo had a full combo for him. He had the 2-piece, the biscuit, the drink, the apple pie, the ice cream. He had the whole thing. And it was a large combo too. It wasn't oh, we're going to get a medium and it's a meal deal. No, he got the
extra
large.
Cajun fries. Yeah.
Extra Cajun fries.
I love that so much. But at the same time, in this new battle, seeing how Jabber adapted that so quickly, I clocked it immediately when he started sending projectiles and parts of the pillars at him. I'm like, oh, he figured it out. He's he's smarter than I think. He's not just running into him it seemed like he was kind of like recklessly like just continuing to throw punches at him.
Yep.
He went full Inosuke vibe, like when Inosuke first appears and he's just like jumping at the demon like and just like throwing just reckless punches. He actually was like learning and like taking in information and testing things, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, there's always something interesting about a villain that just has a chaos element, and then they figure out what's happening around them, and then they shift gears like we saw at the end of the episode.
Yeah. It's also my least favorite thing in every video game when they have adaptive enemies. I'm like, God. You're telling me I can't spam my favorite spell over and over?
The Mr. Freeze fight in Batman Arkham. Let's not dredge up old memories. Let's keep moving.
You're so right. But Lee, do you want to take us out?
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Gachiakuta After Show. Brought to you by Crunchyroll and the folks over at Sony Music Entertainment. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
The Gachiakuta After Show is hosted by me, Leah President, LeAlec Murray, and does he even get credit for this episode? I'm just kidding. Nicholas Friedman, who we love dearly. Get better. Get well soon.
We do.
We are executive produced by Jonathan Hirsch, Joanna Clay, and Nick Friedman.
He's never going away.
Double name drop. Thank you to our lead producer, Kyla Carnero, our producer, Carla Solorzano, and our associate producer, Zoe Culkin. Open-Ended Films edited and mixed this episode's audio. Our head of production is Sammy Allison. And special thanks to Tamika Balance-Kolosny and, of course, the creators of Gachiakuta, Kei Urana, and Hideyoshi Andou, the two coolest people ever to live.
Super cool. Super cool. The coolest. We'll be back next week with even more coolness and even more trash. With Gachiakuta, of course. See you then.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it. Catch our news episode and our interview episode also this week.
Hell yeah. Later days, y'all.